Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We are live here. My name is Ling. I am the program director at Hollyhock. Such powerful words from Aaron Robinsong and incredibly powerful prompts and music from Akaya Windwood McClelland, who is indeed a beautiful segue to our next guests. So last September, I had the honor of being on campus during one of the most joyful and powerful moments I will say I've ever experienced on the Tequayamuk lands where Hollyhock is situated. It was a week where Akaya Windwood McClelland and Rebecca Goldsmith were on site presenting Create to Liberate and sharing the campus with the new universal gathering convened by one of our next guests, Akaya Windwood. It was also the first time I got to meet Sarah Crowell, and we, along with about 35 others, form a collective of women of color who are audacious enough to dream of a world that centers the wisdom and liberation of brown women, and in so doing, includes the liberation of all people. Oh, I'd like to welcome you both today on the day after Juneteenth. It's a weekend of global marches. It's the day before National Indigenous Peoples Day in Canada. Such a potent time, also solstice and the new moon. And we're in the midst of a global movement for racial justice in the era of COVID-19. Lots to dig into there. I want to thank you both so deeply for saying yes today. And before I hand it off, I'd like to just take a moment to quote Akaya because she loves when I do this. She said to us, if I dream big, it's just a little movie in my head. But if we dream big together, we can change the world. I am so honored to be in it with the both of you. So much love. And over to you.
Thank you, Len.
Good quote. Somebody should write that down.
Yes, Lang.
All right, Sarah.
Okay, good people. So here we are in this strange circle of the digital land, and I just want to connect with you through the internet waves. And so my invitation is for you to sit up tall, and just for a moment, we're going to get quiet together. Take a deep breath and let it out. And gently close or lower your eyes. And just revel and luxuriate in this quietness, in this moment of stillness. And maybe the world around you in your home or outside of your home or in your car or wherever you're watching this, maybe there's sound. So pick out 5 distinct sounds in your environment, wherever you are. And now that you have 5 sounds, or as you're collecting those 5 sounds still, also put your focus on your breath. This thing that we take for granted, but in the era of COVID that attacks our lungs, in the era of Black people shouting, "I can't breathe," under the necks of police officers, we cannot take it for granted. So let's honor that breath. And lastly, just let the words of Alicia Garza, co-founder of the Black Lives Matter movement, resonate in your cells. She says, the task is to try to live our lives in a way that we envision freedom looking like and feeling like. The task is to try to live our lives in the way that we envision freedom looking like and feeling like. What does freedom look like? What does it feel like inside your cells? Step into that bold decision right now. Choose to feel freedom. And then invite this circle of 500 plus people from around the country and around the world into that freedom vibration with you. And then let's take a breath in and let it out. And just gently open your eyes and roll your shoulders a little bit. And your neck. And just remember you have a body, and that this body, as it moves in the movement for social justice and freedom for all people, that it matters. Your body matters. I'm going to toss it back to my mentor and my sister, Akaya.
Thank you, Sarah. I didn't know how much I needed that.
Okay.
Right. I've been thinking a lot lately about freedom, liberation, in part because it is Juneteenth. That's the time we celebrate the liberation from slavery by people who were living under slavery way back. Well, not so way back. I realize it's only been about 130 years. And I realized I was talking with my partner this morning, and I said, that was my great grandmother.
Mm.
She may have been born during slavery. And that means that we're only 3 generations out of that.
Yeah.
Right? And that's a big statement, that we've only been free for a very short amount of time in this country, here in the United States. And I think about the people who were determined that, and these are all people who said enslavement is a sick institution, and the people who worked to get other people free and get themselves free. That takes a phenomenal amount of purpose. They had to be very clear about their intention around liberation. And I think it's important that each of us get very clear about what our purpose is, why we're here on the planet, what gives our lives individually and collectively, but in this case individually, why are you here? I don't believe that it's accidental that any human is on the planet now. I believe that each human is here to good purpose. And part of our responsibility as good humans is to figure that out. And say, okay, why am I here? How will my life make a difference? So, and that, it can be a big P purpose, the purpose of my life, or it could be a very small purpose in terms, like, why am I about to write this email? Why am I buying this particular item? Be very clear about purpose, writ large and small. We are in a moment where so many things are converging all at once. You named them, Ling named them. And purpose is almost like a boat or a have you ever been whitewater rafting?
Yes.
If you all right, it's the best. I love it. I love it. I wish I lived closer to a river where we could do that. But if you've ever been whitewater rafting, you always look for the V, and the V is where the currents come together. They come and create a V, and you point your raft toward that V, because that's what will take you into the next part of the river. And so when I think about purpose, it's our raft. It allows us to go down the river and actually go get somewhere. So here we are in this moment of huge currents, COVID, protests, climate change, all of it. And if we're going to be effective as leaders or humans, getting in touch with why I'm here, why I'm in this moment is crucial. So in a minute, we're going to give you a chance to do some exploration around your purpose. Well, I'm going to say how I understand my purpose. Sarah will say what her purpose is as she understands it, and then we'll give you some time to do some free writing. So if you'll get your paper or pen, or if you're doing it on the computer, get ready for that. My purpose, as I look back over my life, I was that kid who said, let's all go. Hey, everybody, come on. And I look back at that and I realize, oh, that's kind of been what I do, whether it's in a facilitator space where, hey, everybody, let's all go, or in my friendships. And when I look more deeply at it, I realize, oh, my purpose in life is to keep the circle whole. So no one is left out. Let's all go. It wasn't let's go so much as it's let's all go. Because if we don't all go and we leave folks behind, then we end up with situations that we're in now, where some people are favored over others. So let's all go. That's how I understand my purpose for my life. Sarah?
First of all, I just have to give all praise to you, Akaya, as a mentor. For the last 20 years, you've been mentoring me as a leader and a leader of color, and helped me to understand that my purpose matters. And
Yes.
I think that's really important.
That's
and it's
right.
important for all of you in the audience, like to hone in on what that is. And sure, it will be flexible. You know, sometimes your purpose may shift and it may change, but what is the core of who you are? Like that's what I think you've asked me over and over again. Like, get very, very clear about what it is that you're here for. And I think I join you in that, like, all of us need to be invited into the circle. And so that's one piece of mine. And also what I said is moving inside the movement for social justice and social change is really one of my primary purposes. How do we get our bodies involved in the movement? How do we honor the wisdom of our bodies rather than being from the neck up? You know, because from the neck up, there's wisdom. But there's the rest of us that's also wise, that's connected to the earth, that's connected to earth practices, and that's connected to the way that we move our bodies. And after we write today, we're going to all be inviting you to step into your body, to move in the movement for holding it all together.
So if you'd like, maybe you could put on some soft music or not, as you choose. But what we'd like you to do is do a 4-minute free write. And a free write is where you put your pen to paper or put your fingers on your keyboard, and without thinking too much, just write. Let it flow. Don't edit. Don't worry about it. No one may ever see this. You may share it with others as you choose, but this is for you. So the prompt is, when I consider my purpose now. So it's when I consider my purpose now. And let yourself discover some. Let's see what will come from that. We're going to sit in silence here for 4 minutes so that you can write. I'm going to ask you to pause for just a minute here. And you may be in the middle of a sentence, that's fine, don't worry about it. Let's take about 30 seconds to just reread or read what you just wrote and really take it in. Notice what might surprise you, what you might, certainly I've known that for a long time. Notice how it feels to have written a love note to yourself about your purpose. So let's take 20 seconds or so to read what we wrote. All right. It's one thing to have thought about our purpose and to have written about it. Let's actually let's embody it. Sarah?
Yeah, and before we get up, and I'm going to invite you to get up, so get ready. I actually wrote something while we were sitting here. I wrote what my purpose is right now, because I work at an organization called Destiny Arts Center in Oakland, California. It's a violence prevention arts education organization for young people, and I have directed a dance theater, hip hop dance theater troupe for the last 27 years. And they do work by and about their struggle, their dreams for the future. And we do the original performances, dance theater performances, as a collaboration between professional artists and young people. And right now, those young people are completely emboldened to be organizing marches in the streets. That their purpose is really to dismantle the systems of oppression that are the blockades to our freedom. So I mentioned Alicia Garza saying our task is to try to live our lives in the way that we envision freedom looking like and feeling like. Well, that's what they're doing in the streets. And so my new purpose, I think, or maybe it's like a side hustle purpose, is to rally around the young ones who are willing to bring their bodies into the streets and protest. Their bodies are being put on the line. They're risking tear gas and rubber bullets and humiliation and jail time because they know that they cannot wait for justice anymore. And they're doing it peacefully, and they're doing it with dancing, and they're doing that with singing and drumming. And after we move a little bit, Ling said that I have permission to show you a video of the young people that I've been working with. But first, let's stand up. So I'm going to unplug. Let's just stand up and just ground your feet. Really feel your feet on the ground. Sometimes just to know where your body is an act of revolution, like to feel it. So your feet are on the ground, right? And then feel the energy of the ground come through your feet, through your legs, up through your knees, through your hips. And let's just stop at the hips for a minute. Put your hand on your hips and just roll your hips around. Because I always like to say, this is where everything started, right here. This is the beginning of creation. So why are we so disconnected from it? And then make it a little bit bigger. There you go, Akaya. Work the flowers on that shirt around, girl. Go, hey, hey. Work it around. Now make bigger circles. This is the place of so much joy. So much joy can be here, right? It's not always that, but let's just claim the joy, claim the creation, claim the beauty, claim the power of our bodies, right? Good, and then let's move it up to our shoulders. Release the burden and just allow your shoulders to be this wide open place, all right? And reverse, wide open place. Vast and unencumbered. And just add your arms into it. Let them flow like the river that we're navigating through these huge rapids. How can we be graceful in the river as we navigate these rapids of extreme change, extreme possibility, extreme rage, extreme angst, history, generations of angst and anger and repression and silence and isolation? Let's navigate through and over and around with each other. We get to have each other as we travel through this river, right? And then bring the neck into it. And we're saying that we're not just neck up, that we're whole bodies, that our bodies belong in the movement for social change and social justice, that we all then therefore belong, right? And then shake it out a little bit. Shake it, shake it, shake it. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out. Don't be shy. I know your dog is trying to get all up in it too. Let him in it. I know your cat is there, your kids are there. That's all right. And your partner's like, you tripping, what are you doing? That's okay. Be bold. The only way things change is if we have the courage to make them change. Move that body, yeah, ooh, 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 ooh. Shake it out, shake it out, shake it out, shake it out until it's still, and then take a breath and let it out. And just feel the vibrations now in your body. Notice if your body feels different now that you've moved it. Notice if your purpose feels more enlivened now that you've moved it through your body. Imagine your purpose is this pulsing thing that enlivens and lightens every cell in your body. That purpose, whatever it may be, if it's to have every thought, word, and action be aligned in love, then let that vibrate in your body. If it's what I was saying, to fully rally around the young people who are rallying for all of our lives, let that pulse through your cells. If it's to make sure that everyone, like Akaya said, everyone is invited into the circle. Everyone's invited into the party. Let that pulse into your cells, move into your cells. And one more breath together. And let it out. And come gently take a seat. Thank you for indulging in that awesome, delicious movement with me. It was so fun to watch you, Akaya. I know I could feel the rest of you. I know y'all are out.
That was so much fun, girl. That was so much fun.
Hey, now I have this video and it's a few minutes long. I don't know what else you have, but we have about 5 more minutes. So, and it's about 3 more minutes. What do you think, Akaya?
Yeah, go ahead. It's great.
Okay, cool. And you'll let me know, Akaya, if you can hear it and see it and stuff like that. So we're gonna try. We didn't practice this, y'all. So this is improvisation.
Ain't no power to power the youth, just power the youth, don't stop. Ain't no power to power the youth, just power the youth, don't stop. Ain't no power to power the youth, just power the youth, don't stop. Ain't no power to power the youth, don't stop. Ain't no power to power the youth, just power the youth, don't stop. Ain't no power to power the youth, just power the youth, don't stop. We marching in the stop. What's his name? George Floyd! What's her name? Breonna Taylor! What's his name? George Floyd! What's her name? Breonna Taylor!
You can't hear it?
We can't see it. There's not been a video.
Oh, you can't see it? You can't hear it? But I'm going to describe it to you.
All right.
I was saying it, so let me just describe what's going on. So one of my 16-year-old students, African-American young woman, Shayla Avery, she decided she was going to organize.
Yeah, 50 through 212. they're trying something. Something's going on. I'm going to describe it anyway. Because your imaginations are now in live. You got 2 more minutes. So these are young people who are out in the streets with drums and they're dancing. And they're on a big truck that says "Stand with Black Youth, Black Lives Matter," and they're shouting, "Ain't no power like the power of the youth, because the power of the youth can't stop." Say what? And the spirit is big, and the organizing is really strong. It's very specific. They had a specific list of demands. While they were joyfully dancing, they were also very fierce. So that's what I'm rallying around right now. Take it away, Sister Akaya.
Well, I want to just close by thanking Hollyhock for so many years of supporting people getting free, basically. You know, those between the gardens and the sea and the beauty and the holding, all of that is, I want to just say thank you to those who have stewarded that land so well for so long. And that's a big purpose. And so I'm grateful for all of us who work to be on purpose. May you stay on purpose. That's the only way I know we're all going to get through. So let's turn that back to.
So session 2 is set up.
This is awesome. Do you love the live? Hey, Lodge, we can hear you. Anyway.
Let's authentic ourselves right now. You know? Like we're in our houses. Yeah.
Totally. Let's just improv this. I am back to say my deepest thank yous. Hopefully they'll get the message. Anyways.
Start. Do you have a be right back graphic?
Jason, you're on, baby. We can hear you.
There he goes.
Okay. Deepest gratitude, Akaya. Thank you for helping us get clear on our purpose during this time of convergence. Why am I here? What is my life raft? I hear your call to let's all go. And we are with you in lockstep. Thank you deeply.
Yeah.
And Sarah, thank you for modeling how to integrate the wisdom of our body movement into our social movements. It's so powerful to remember we have something from our neck downs and to remind us of the origins of all creation is right in our bodies, right here. And with so much joy, I choose to feel freedom. We all choose to feel freedom with you. It's just so powerful for all of us to be dreaming and envisioning this together. My deepest thanks to you both.